He's protecting your children and your grandchildren.
Modern day Nazis.
You guys understand how absurd this is? This is so sad. If you guys really understood what you're doing, you probably wouldn't be doing it.
Pastor Derek Reimer has been arrested again. Why? For refusing to apologize. Welcome to China. My name is Nico Lagan, and I'm too conservative for the conservatives. My co-host Rob Ambrose, not woke enough for the liberals. We are the political orphans. So for the past few days, we've been speaking about freedom of speech, how our government is trying to censor us through Bill C2, C8, C9, and soon C63. Yesterday, we had law professor Bruce Pardy on the show to explain what our rights were, and it turns out that we don't have that much. But tonight, we are going to be speaking about Derek Reimer and how he was arrested yesterday because he chose to not apologize.
That's crazy. That's so crazy. That's just, it's just crazy. Like, I mean, we'll obviously talk about, you know, what he did and what he's supposed to apologize for, but it doesn't matter. You don't need to even know. Just that the court is sending someone to jail because they did not apologize.
It's
what a crazy world.
You know, I'm gonna start with this comment. We don't normally take comments that early, but Brian Watson is saying they won't arrest a Muslim for this. I bet.
They
no
won't,
shit.
And they won't even they wouldn't even be in this position. They would never, the courts would never force a Muslim to apologize, even if he said the exact same stuff. Because Muslims are like, it's like the far left doesn't realize, but Muslims are deeply conservative, like socially conservative by Western standards.
Oh yeah.
Deeply, far more deeply than the average Christian here in the West. Maybe not far more, but more so than the average.
Oh no, far more, and far more tolerant too. Nowhere. So, you know, we're talking about this with Bruce Pardy yesterday. There's a massive difference between saying, I believe that homosexuality is a sin and I want to throw them off buildings because they don't deserve to live. If you don't see a difference there, we have to have a conversation.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you, because if you don't see a problem there, if you don't see a difference, we definitely have an issue. We're going to have a problem in communication. But I want to start by saying I really feel bad about this. I really messed up. So first and foremost, I want to apologize to Derek Reimer, because last week he reached out to me, because I've had him on the show before. I've had him on 2 of my other shows. Like, I think I've recorded 3 times with him. And he contacted me last week trying to get back on the show. We were booked. I didn't have any space for him on either of my shows. And I really, really felt bad. Because I feel bad now because I didn't think it was that serious. Like, the way he said it sounded like it could have been a problem. I didn't realize that it was that big of a problem. So I want to say, bro, if you see, I'll read the email. I have it here, but Derek, if you ever see this, I fucking apologize for this. I should have known better, but I fucked up. I don't know what else to say. I really fucked up. And I'm going to read part of the email. Well, actually the first email, because then we had a little like email trail going. But the first email he sent me, and I quote, "I'm going back to jail, ! Yesterday, I appealed writing an apology letter to an offended librarian when I demonized Drag Queen Story Hour during my protest era almost 3 years ago. I self-represented and the judge walked out on me while I was representing my submissions. She never allowed me to finish or have a rebuttal after the Crown spoke. She ruled that I had to apologize when I told the court I can't because of my religious beliefs and freedom of conscience. We're seeking another appeal, but most likely I will be arrested this weekend. as the apology letter needs to be in this Friday. I will not
so wild.
apologize for doing the Lord's work. So again, I apologize for this, Derek. I should have got you on the show, but it wouldn't have mattered at the end of the day. It wouldn't have stopped the arrest, obviously, because he clearly he was not writing that apology. And you know, that's one thing I gotta say about this guy. Love this guy, don't like this guy. You gotta respect this guy, because that guy got balls. Because all he had to say was to say he was sorry to a librarian that he obviously insulted or hurt her feelings. But to put a bit of context to this, he spoke outside of a drag queen story hour that was taking place in the public library. So a place that you and I pay for, that the municipality in which we live takes our taxpayers' money to pay for this shit. And he complained, he preached the Bible, he got in, and then he was escorted out. If I'm not mistaken, he was actually arrested that day too. And his punishment was to apologize. And that was something like 2 years ago that he was given that. He said no. And actually, it's dated back from 3 years ago. He refused, and now he's been arrested.
I just want to quickly...
Fuck.
That's crazy. I just want to quickly take a comment from Becky McCaffrey. She says, "And you didn't think that was serious? Sorry, dude. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Are you saying that you agree that he should have been arrested for not apologizing because what he did was serious? You know, forgive me if I'm misinterpreting, but I'm trying to understand what you're saying." Also, in a new commenter, I believe this is your first time. Jeannie Lewis says hello from Nova Scotia. Welcome, Jeannie. I'm actually from Nova Scotia as well. I'm in Halifax. Where are you from? But yeah, back to it's crazy that like I don't even understand how we got here. Where a court is even ordering someone to apologize, and if they don't apologize, they go to jail. This is wild.
This is fucking dystopian, is what it is.
Yeah.
It's fucking dystopian.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane that we live in this world. But before we take some comments, because let me present all the couple of videos that I have. And I reached out to Arthur Pawlowski. I've had him on the show before. I believe we had it on the show. I don't remember. Did we have him here? I don't remember if we had him on the Political Orphans, but I know that I've had him on my show. But he's a pastor that also got arrested during the COVID era. And he was he is the video that we're going to see right now. He's the one that recorded it. I just realized that I didn't realize that it was him because it got shared so many times that it wasn't connected to his account anymore. But the second video that I'm going to show you was recorded, but I believe is the wife of Derek Reimer. And you can see Arthur Pawlowski in the back end with his cell phone. So I believe that he's the one that recorded the video that I'm just about to show. And I will, I tried to reach out to him to see, I texted him to see if he had something to say about this, like what the fuck happened. And hopefully he gets back to me by the end of the show. If not, it is what it is. But I reached out to him to see if he had any comments. So here's the first video. This is, I believe, the video of Arthur Pawlowski.
No, just the regular police. Okay. So you're under arrest for your breach of CSO. Can you come inside with us, please? Right here. Okay. Sounds good. Are you able to drop that for me or pass it off to one of your friends? Can I finish it? Well, you can finish it, yeah.
You know why you're arresting this man for? He refused to apologize for his religious beliefs. Are you aware of that?
I am not aware of
He's protecting your children and your grandchildren.
A modern day Nazi.
Do you guys understand how absurd this is? This is so sad. If you guys really understood what you're doing, you probably wouldn't be doing it. This is not a prideful thing to do. A shameful. Yeah. It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
Alberta, Canada, 21st century right now.
That's Arthur Pawlowski that's speaking in the back end with a massive Polish accent.
No, it's okay, buddy.
Whose baby is that? Is that his baby?
It's okay.
Yeah, that's his son.
It's okay.
So here's the first video. That was the second video. You'll see it from a different angle, and then I'll fast forward because the video is about 10 minutes long. But it also shows his wife. It shows his son. So who you just saw was like the boy that was crying was his son. It's I don't
That's
even
crazy.
know what to say.
That's
I don't
crazy.
even know what to say to this.
How long
and
is he in for?
we don't
Yeah.
know yet. We don't know yet. But Becky was saying, I think she was commenting
Yes,
on
clarifying there.
your comment of her post. Yeah, I'm not saying that was a serious. No, I'm saying that it was a serious email. Never should be jailed for
Yes.
this BS. Oh, we completely agree. I did not. I've recorded multiple times with Derek. I did not think that his email was not serious. I just did not realize how serious it was. That's why I'm apologizing. That definitely is the mistake that I made. I should have made sure to give him a platform so that he could speak. That's what I'm saying. It's just that his email is so ridiculous, like I just read to you, that I'm like, I did not want to believe that he was going to jail for not apologizing. I'm like, seriously? So yeah, that's why I apologize. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. Here's another video. I'll just play a portion of the other video. I'll show you a different angle, but I'm really curious to know what you guys think. The people in the comment section, because we were talking about this with Bruce Party yesterday, how yes, a lot of the people that get arrested are religious, they're Christians. A lot of the people that speak against what's going on are Christians like me, but this is not a Christianity thing. Like, this is a free speech thing. The fact that Christians are doing it has nothing to do with the free speech portion of it. You don't need to be religious in order to see that this is not right. Because if you look at Billboard Chris, he talks about this stuff all the time. He's not a Christian. And I know I've recorded with Chris on the show here. I recorded with him in person, and I spent time with him. I spent a few hours with him one-on-one. So, and I asked him the question. I'm like, I assume he was a Christian. He's like, yeah, no, I'm not a Christian. I just do that because I have 2 daughters and I want to protect them against this insanity. Obviously, those are not his word for word. That's me paraphrasing. But the point is that you don't need to be a Christian to look at this and say, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's me. That's the boat I'm in. I'm not a Christian, but I don't think anyone should be jailed for not apologizing. This is crazy. This is a nonsense. And the fact of the matter is, he was he's praying outside of a drag queen story hour.
No, if I remember correctly, he went inside.
Okay.
The
public place.
He was preaching. He was talking against what was going on. It's not like he assaulted anybody, at least from the videos that I've seen. He didn't assault anybody.
Frankly, like, regardless of how you feel about drag queen story hour, drag queens, which is a sexualized form of adult entertainment,
100%.
Reading to kids, it's a pretty, there's a whole lot of people who have a real problem with that. Like, this is a very contentious issue. It's not like it's one of those things that like 90% of people agree with. Like, there's a ton of people all over the spectrum, political spectrum, religion spectrum, who don't agree with this, who have problem with that. So to jail someone for acting on what are broadly held opinions by a lot of people, it's crazy.
Well, isn't not the exact same reason why you're not a full liberal anymore is because you cannot condone this type of idiocy?
Yep. This was the first this was the first thing that sort of made me like realize that I don't really fit in here anymore. This, as a liberal, I grew up, mostly my liberalism came from a worldview of live and let live. I want to live my life as I see fit. I want other people to be able to do the same. And for most of my adult life, up until, I don't know, maybe the last 5 to 10 years, it was the conservatives, the right side, that I perceived as trying to tell people how to live their lives. And so being a liberal was natural for me. Now, I never changed. My values never changed. But somewhere along the way, I turned around and like, whoa, just because I think it's okay. Like, I think that gay people should be allowed to marry, have the same rights as everyone else in society. But that does not mean that I think that men can be women, or that I think that drag queens should be able to be reading to children in the library. I don't think strippers should be reading to kids in the library either. Stripping is, I don't have a problem with stripping. It's adult, but it's adult sexualized entertainment, and therefore it has no place around children. I don't particularly have a problem with drag queens and the privacy of an adult club. If you want to go and go to a drag show, fill your boots. I don't give a shit. But it's an entirely reasonable position to say, but I don't want him to a drag queen to read to children. And somehow the far left was able to turn this around, where not only should drag queens be reading to children, but you're a bigot. You're full of hate if you have a problem with it. And there's a whole lot of people who are like, wait a minute, I never signed up for this. A whole lot of liberals, but most of them are cowards, right? And they won't speak out against it.
I remember a couple of years ago, we were in Denver, Colorado, when we were traveling the US in an RV, and I recorded a lot of street interviews. Like, my wife would show up with me, she'd hold a camera, and I'd just be interviewing people in the street, right? And we parked the truck, we start walking for the main street in Denver. We are waiting at a light for the light to turn so that we can cross the street. We look to our right. It's the middle of the day, man. It's like somewhere between noon and 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Summer day, super nice outside. We look to the right. It's a bar. The bar's filled with people. There's children. There's parents, obviously. There's adults. And there must have been 3, 4, 5 half-naked dudes in dresses, dressed as drag queen, dancing on the table in the middle of the day in a fucking bar. I swear to you, my wife and I just look at each other like, what the fuck?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
What the fuck? And I'm looking at all those parents. I'm like, you guys should all lose the custody of your children. Like, this is fucked up. Like, what the fuck am I looking at? And so this is a private bar. So there's nothing much that you can do about it, because it is a private bar. As much as I dislike it, that does not mean that they shouldn't be allowed to do it. I dislike it. I don't think it's right. Actually, I do think they shouldn't be allowed to do it, but I don't have a lot of say, considering that it is a private business. But in this case, when we talk about Derek Reimer, this was done in a public library funded by taxpayers' money. So the people in the area of that library, public library, should have an opinion as to what should and should not happen with their own fucking money. So having a guy like Pastor Derek Reimer complain about this, that is entirely is right, because guess what? His money's been used to this shit, and he doesn't agree with it. Now we have a problem, because it is a public library. If it was a private library, guess what? You're shit out of luck, because it's a private business. But in this case, it is not. We have the right as citizens to say, fuck no, not with my money.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely we do. And to just, I mean, I feel like we're running out of adjectives, out of words. You can't jail people. You can't jail people for this shit. I thought free speech, that's another thing. I thought my whole life, up until the last 5 to 10 years, I thought free speech was a core liberal value, and apparently it's not. I mean, it is in my version of liberalism, and that's why I'll often say I'm a classical liberal, but it isn't in the modern version.
No,
Yeah,
it's a
no,
conservative
no.
value now to say that
It
you're
is.
allowed to
It's
have.
absolutely conservative coded. It is.
Like, that is
It's
so dumb.
it's crazy when you like think of how many things are now conservative coded that are just normal things that are good for you, like hitting the gym, taking care of your health and your body.
Yeah, how
Because
dare you?
liberals have
How
gone
dare
fucking
you?
insane, and it's like I've actually heard people basically say if you like take care of yourself and you build your body, you're being ableist because not everyone can do that. Like, shut the
Oh yeah, of
fuck
course.
up.
It,
Yeah,
it's a white supremacist thing, by the way. It's white supremacist.
It's wild, man. What else is conservative coded? Free speech. It just common sense is conservative coded. The word patriot, being a patriot is conservative coded.
Yep.
How did we as liberals ever let this happen? This is crazy, man. And yeah,
I wanted to take. Oh, hold on. Let me.
Go ahead.
No, it's just I was queuing this just before we get to the next video. Trevor is saying they gave a guy life yesterday in the UK for a similar offense. That I believe, if you are speaking about Enoch Burke, that post is inaccurate. It is not true. Because I saw that too, and I'm like, motherfucker, that can't be right. And then I started looking into it, and there's no place that it says life. But he has been in jail for 500 days because he was found in contempt in court. That is, if you don't know the story of Enoch Burke, it is because that was a teacher in a high school that refused to use the pronouns of a newly transgender individual. He lost his job. He's been in prison now for 500 days in contempt because he refused to use words. So if you think that that's crazy, Derek Reimer was arrested for not apologizing. Just saying. So there's a lot, as much as we can say that the UK, Ireland are way ahead of us. Are they? Are they? Because Enoch Burke is also a Christian. And that is why he refused to do that. He did not want to enable somebody with a mental illness. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing. Those are my words. But if that is the guy you're talking about, I could not find any proof outside of a meme or outside of a social media post that said that he got life for this. Because I was like, whoa, what the fuck are we talking about here? And I couldn't find it. So if you have it, Trevor, send it over. But if that's the guy you're talking about, he's not in jail for the rest of his life. Yeah, that's the guy, Nico. Yeah, but he's not in life. I could not find any proof that he was. But one thing's for sure, and that's been reported everywhere, he has been in jail for 500 days now in contempt for refusing to call somebody by their pronouns. Remember, that's what happened with Jordan Peterson. You remember that, right? That's how Jordan Peterson became known in 2017 or 2016, because he refused to use those pronouns and enable them. And that's why he became what he's become today, is because he refused to do it. So, insane.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, and it's contempt of court, right? Like that's essentially what's most people go to jail for contempt of court. Like, it's not a forever thing. Like, maybe they do like 6 months or a year or something. They're just going to keep him in there forever.
Yeah. But that is literally the offense of being disobedient or to disrespect or being disrespectful towards a court of law and its officers. So what could that be? If you can get jailed for not using somebody's pronouns, what did he say? He called a woman ma'am because even though she was wearing, she looked like a dude, or vice versa. He called somebody sir because he looked like a dude in a dress and he chose to call him by what he was. Who knows? It's absolutely insane. This whole thing is crazy, mind-blowing.
It's like, yes, everyone has a right to identify however they want. You don't have the right to tell me how I see you, how I perceive reality. And how
No.
if you want to believe there's 72 genders, fill your boots. It's free, but like that's fine. But you don't get to decide how many genders I think there are, right? I happen to think there's 2, and I don't think you can change them. And I'll call that a biological fact. You can call that my opinion if you want, but whatever it is, it's my opinion. It's my belief, and I'm entitled to it. This is the thing. Like the transgender thing, they really overplayed their hand. If they just wanted to live their lives as they saw fit and didn't bother people, nobody would care. Like the gays did. That's really, in my opinion, that's pretty much what the gays did. I mean, I'm sure you can come up with some examples of how it wasn't, but broadly speaking, I think that's what happened. And then, but now the trans activists, it wasn't enough for them just to live life how they wanted. They had to force you to live your life how they want. They have to. They want to 100%. Force you how to decide how many genders are. They want to decide that for you, and that was just too much. That was too far.
And what blows my mind even more about all of this is you got somebody by the name of Buck Angel that I recorded a podcast with last year or the year before. It's been a while, and I found him/her because of the book Irreversible Damage by Abigail Schreier. That woman fucks with my head. She looks like a dude, so I keep on calling him a dude, but he is not a dude. He's a woman. But he's the first one to admit he is the biggest voice in the trans community that says we have a mental issue. I present as a man because it makes me feel better. But I have a psychological problem. I have body and gender dysphoria. I'm not a man. I was born a woman. No amount of testosterone will ever make me a man. I present as one because I have a psychological problem. Those are his words. And instead of being embraced and instead of being seen as a pioneer, he is absolutely hated, yet he's one of the first ones. Like, he's been a trans since the 90s. Like, I encourage you guys to Google Buck Angel. He even did porn. That part is really strange. I don't understand how that works, and I was not interested in figuring it out. But all to say, she is the first one to admit that she has a problem.
Well, and if that's all it was.
The funny part, but
and all I was going to admit, it has no business around children too.
100,000 million%. And I approached him as a Christian to say, hey man, I'm starting this type of podcast, try to speak to people I don't understand. And I want to see if you're interested. He responded right away. He has a massive audience. Super cool. Super, super cool. I asked him during the podcast, who's your biggest supporters? Like, since the trans don't like you, who supports you the most? Is like Christians. My biggest audience segment is Christians because they might not agree with what I do, but they want to understand. They're curious to know, and they forgive what I'm doing. I'm like, we're being told that I'm the problem, that I hate people like him, yet I would record podcasts with people like him any day of the week. But his own community do not like him because he says what the DSM-5 says, that body dysphoria or gender dysphoria is a mental issue that needs to be addressed and not encouraged. It's pretty fucking simple, right?
And if that's all it was, if that's what all the trans community was saying, then I don't think most people would have an issue with it. I certainly wouldn't. And a whole lot of sort of this insane twist of the woke left. And this is, they did this to a lot of people. A lot of liberals feel this way. I think, as Wise Guy says, they're trying to stun us with the totally illogical imposition of ideas of punishments.
Yes.
When you're stunned, you don't react, you just freeze. I genuinely believe there's most sane, common sense liberals, even the ones that still seem crazy because they still will go along with it. That's what they are. They're stunned because there's been this crazy bait and switch where we were all led to believe that we were supporting one thing that was fairly reasonable, or we thought, and then it turns out it was a completely different thing. Like, for example, I would have, if you asked me 5 years ago, I would have been supportive of trans stuff because I was led to believe that people who were trans were people who had a mental illness, and it helped them feel better if they were, you know, lived life as the opposite sex and were treated that way. I didn't have a problem calling, you know, using someone's preferred pronouns at that time. I do now because I see it as compelled speech. I see it, they change language first for a reason. Once you change the language, then you can change everything else about it. So I see it that way now, but I didn't then. But then the bait and switch was, okay, but now it's not no longer that just someone with a mental illness that this just helps them you know, sort of feel better. Now it's, no, that guy actually is a woman, a literal woman just trapped inside a man's body, and he should be granted access to all the female spaces in society, female prisons, female bathrooms, female sports. And it's like, whoa, that is not, I never signed up for that. And that's the bait and switch, and most liberals are just stunned, and they go along with it because they're, you know, as I said, they're stunned.
You know, just look at, I'm a big fan of Muay Thai. Like, that's my martial art. I've been in it for almost 20 years. But one of the things that you realize is in Thailand, there's a lot of ladyboys. But as I said, they are ladyboys. They do not believe that they're women.
Yes.
And that's the thing, right? This is the whole lie. You want to have a dick and wear a dress? Go for it, bro. I don't give a fuck. But you're never going to be able to convince me that women can have a penis, because they can't. Biologically speaking,
no, they just can't.
Women don't have dicks.
There's no girl.
And there's no girl. What is it? I think it's Ted. The Ted 2. Have you see Ted, right? You know the movie I'm talking about, Mark Wahlberg.
With the bear.
And Ted 2. Yeah, yes. With the guy that does Family Guy, the guy that created Family Guy.
Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane.
So
in the second one, Ted finds Mark Wahlberg's laptop, and it's filled with, he opens it, it's filled with porn. And he's just like, wow, goddamn, just close those windows. And then he starts looking through it, and he's like, hey, man, you do realize that there's no women with dicks, just men with boobs. He's like, I know. But yeah, that is what's happening. Exactly. There's no such thing as women with dicks, just dudes with boobs.
If you want to be a dude and have boobs, I don't give a shit. Just don't force me to lie about my personal beliefs. Don't force me to change my whole worldview about what I think about sex and gender, and stay away from kids. Real simple. It's real.
It's not that complicated.
As that embarrassing. Kids were the last straw. Yeah. That once you go after 100%. Kids, then you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose everybody. You know, a lot of people are willing to go along with a lot of nonsense until you start fucking with kids.
And that's the problem. That is the problem. Yeah. And that's why I understand and respect and agree with what Derek Reimer did.
100%.
Because you don't 100%. Need to be a Christian to agree with what he did. You don't fuck with kids. That's my limit to you. Whatever you do among adults, whatever the fuck ever. Kids? No. And you know, I always compare what's going on with the trans agenda there as the same thing as what you see with anorexia. If you want diet advice, who are you going to go talk to? Somebody that has anorexia? Of course not. So why the fuck are we doing that with trans individuals that clearly have some type of body or gender or both dysphorias?
Sure.
But that is what happens when we switched our medical or psychology way of doing things, instead of being more of a union type of approach where you are challenging somebody's idea in order to make them realize that there is something wrong with you. We went the reaffirming care. So we are no longer allowed in psychology to criticize your ideology. So if you tell me, no, you cannot criticize, you cannot challenge, you need to reaffirm. So whatever the point of a psychologist is to be a parrot nowadays. And again, that's why Dr. Peterson is in trouble. So you're not allowed to ask a child, are you really sure that you're not a little boy? that
It's
your
crazy.
parents
They
are not
call that
fucking
conversion therapy. They call that conversion therapy.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, of course. Because kids, when they're 6 years old, they wonder
They
which
know.
gender
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. My kid
no.
thought he was a fucking dinosaur, man, when he was 6 years old. Like, kids are
Isn't he?
kids. Yeah, right.
Isn't he?
Oh, he is if he wants to be. Yeah, if he identifies as one. But you know, I think your comparison to anorexia is spot on. You know, they're both a form of dysmorphia where you're not able to correctly perceive some part of your body, whether it's your weight or your sex, and everyone could understand how ridiculous it would be if we started treating anorexia with liposuction and affirming it and said, oh yeah, you are actually overweight. Let's start let's start cutting out some fat. We all see that as ridiculously insane, and yet when it's the other way, when someone comes in and has a misconception about what sex they are, we that's what we do. We say, oh yeah, that's true. Let's cut your penis off. Let's cut your breasts off. And you know, I think, you know, my 2 cents, yeah, this is right there. Pharmaceutical companies profit off the transitions. I think it's if you get a teenager, it's about $2.1 million in surgeries and drugs for their lives to the drug companies. So if you don't think there's a dollar motivation here, a profit motivation, you're not really informed.
You know, I had that conversation with Billboard Chris when I met him a few months back, and we talked about exactly what you guys just are mentioning. What you just mentioned was the comment was saying, in his opinion, it's not the main cause, not even close, because they make so much money with all other type of pharmaceutical that they don't really care. The bottom end, at the end of the day, it's so minimal for their profit margin. But what he said, I think, is even worse. What he said is even fucking worse, if you ask me. And his opinion is that people really believe it. Is that the doctors that are out there reaffirming this shit are brainwashed, and they actually believe this. So to them, it's not about the profit. It's they're really saving a child's life. They've been so indoctrinated. That's even worse. The worst part was people
it's much
trying
easier
to make a
fight
profit
against greed and corruption.
Oh, that indoctrination like that people actually. So those are the type of people that are going to have children that are going to try to find ways to make them what they are not by brainwashing them from a young age. So what he told me, that my mind was blown. Like, what the fuck? That's even worse. Profit, I can understand. I don't understand. I don't agree, but I see why they're doing it, because that's what greedy people do.
I think there are some individual doctors, like surgeons, who are motivated by profit.
Of course there is.
There's one famous Irish surgeon, I forget her name, but she does TikToks where she like has bright colors and she sings and dances, and then she's like, just yeeted the teats, just did another surgery. She's talking about cutting the breast off a young woman. But for her, you know, and at the end of her TikTok, she's always got her number, right? And her 1-800 number. She's practiced out of Florida. So there are people like that. But yeah, I could see what Chris is saying, that this isn't the main driver of the whole ideology. I think a lot of these people really believe it. They really believe.
It's so much scarier. It's so much scarier that they believe this. Yeah, that at least if it was alive for money. But no, we believe this. We think that my little boy that's 4 years old is a little girl, and we should chop his dick off at one point, give him puberty blockers so that he doesn't develop. It's going to be easier for him to transition. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's crazy.
The damage that you're doing to that child.
It's crazy. It's insane. Oh, this is, I think within 5 to 10 years, this will be looked at the way we look at lobotomies today. There was a time when lobotomies were considered legitimate medicine, right? The guy who invented them won the Nobel Prize in the 40s or the 50s. And of course, we all realized the harm that was done. You're just digging an ice pick into someone's brain. And it's going to be, I really think it's going to be like that. We're going to look back like, what the fuck were we doing? What were we thinking? It's to actually, and I think you are right. I think like a lot of people actually believe it. It's crazy when you break down the belief structure. What you have to believe is that you have to believe that human beings have a gender soul that's sometimes has a different sex than our physical sexed body. That's a crazy belief. And if you want to believe it, that's fine. That's your right. But I don't believe we have a gendered soul. I don't believe we have our physical sexed body. I don't think we are separate from our body. I believe that we are our bodies. And I should be allowed to hold that belief without being forced to apologize to someone I offend.
And that's the biggest problem right there. What you're saying there is the biggest problem.
Are we
Yeah,
lagging?
you were frozen.
I feel like I might be lagging.
Yeah, you're frozen
you
with your mouth open, like you're about to
okay,
to insert one.
I had a sweet rant.
No, actually, you were sucking on the froze.
Yes.
Like your mouth was wide open, like it was Friday night or something.
Oh, no way.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you're still kind of frozen there too. But oh yeah, exactly. But it's that kid's part, man. When you start involving kids in this whole thing, and I think this is the main issue that common sense individuals have, is leave the kids out of this. It's just insane. That whole thing is absolutely insane. And the fact that calling it out could potentially be seen as hateful, and I could go to jail for 2 years for saying that kids should not be on puberty blockers. Maybe you should just let kids be and shut the fuck up about your damn fucking ideas and stop spreading this bullshit on your children. Stop indoctrinating them and let them be children. We don't think about sex when we're 5 years old unless we're getting raped or unless we got parents that push that bullshit on us. Outside of that, kids are not involved with fucking sex, nor do they give a fuck about this shit. I have pictures of me dressed in women gear when I was a child, because you know what? Kids are fucking stupid and we do dumb shit. That doesn't mean I wanted to be a woman. It's the fucking dumb. It infuriates me.
Cut your dick off.
Not much to cut, but to say, I would have had a clitoris from the get-go.
At least I need to have an excuse.
Before, it's literally just like slip, like slip. Didn't even feel it. Before I get to the next story, because they're connected, tonight's episode of the Political Orphans is brought to you by Gabble, the world's first video debate app on the market. You can choose to sit back and watch, or you can do like me and join the fun. Just debate people. Because like us, Gabble believes in civil discourse. And I was there again today, debating with youngsters, because I think we need to do more of that. So it's fun because they're younger. My audience is not younger, so it's fun to debate them. But all to say, if you want to join Gabble, look in the description below. The affiliate link is there, and Gabble is encouraging us. So next topic, we've been talking about free speech pretty much all week, right? We talked about the story, how the Bloc Québécois had made a backdoor deal with the Liberals in order to remove the hate speech protection for religious texts, which is Section 319 of the Criminal Code. We spoke about it with Bruce Party yesterday. It turns out that the Liberals are backing down. There's been so much backlash that they back down. At least that's what the leader of the Bloc Québécois is saying. And supposedly that they canceled 3 meetings. They canceled the meeting that they had about this today, and they canceled 2 more next week. So it seems like this is a good story. That's why I wanted to talk about it, because it seems that when people like us, people in the audience complain, they approach the government to tell them that they're not okay with this. It does happen that backlash actually works. So it gives me faith that it's not too late. But here is the leader of the Bloc Québécois bitching like a little bitch.
For once, the Liberals' weakness was a good thing.
Are you saying that they cancelled the clause-by-clause consideration, the committee meeting at 3:30 today, because they're going back on an agreement with you on your amendment on religious hatred?
We fear that because representatives or would-be representatives of some groups came to the committee and sat there, that the Liberals fear backlash against them within some communities, and that because of that they have cancelled today's meeting, and we fear that they might do the same with next week 2 meetings, postponing the work on C9 until 2026, if ever. And I invite them strongly to listen to the Canadian population, which approves of our position.
No, they don't, you
against the
fucking asshole.
religious exception.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
and
No, they don't.
Where
Stop
do you
with the
think this-
fucking lies.
No.
And a unanimous vote in the National Assembly of Quebec about that, and to be back at the table and to be back at the committee very rapidly.
Hey, I'm from Quebec, and asshole. Quebec does not represent Canada. It does not. And the people,
I mean,
I have not met one single person in my life that told me that free speech should be banned. I don't know those idiotic people, so I don't know who the fuck those people are. But if those are the majority of people, where are those majorities? Like, because I haven't met them.
I had no idea. Like I said the other day, I don't understand. Like a lot of things, like, you know, a political party to do something, and you could like strongly disagree with it, but you at least understand where they're coming from. You can see that their calculation, maybe it gives them more power, or it pushes an agenda that they're trying to push, or whatever. But I didn't understand why they even did this. There's nobody clamoring for this. You know, like I'm not religious at all, and I have a serious problem with this. I do not believe him that there's a large number of Canadians who want more restrictions on free speech, and they want to criminalize the Bible. You know, there's a lot of non-Christians who would recoil if you tell them we're going to criminalize the Bible.
And not only that, but it's not even the Bible. It's not just the Bible, because the Mark Miller, the minister of Canadian culture, Canadian identity and culture, and even Sean Fraser, our Minister of Justice, they both said that it's not about the Bible. It's about just religious texts as a whole.
Yeah.
So it's just they don't want religion to have a protection against hate speech. But like we were talking about with Bruce Party yesterday, it has nothing to do with religion. It's free speech. That's all it is. It's you are allowed to disagree with someone, even though that it hurts their feelings. We are not here. I do not want to live in a society where people's feelings need to be protected. You're not able to live into the world. Well, stay fucking home, get fat, and shut the fuck up. You don't need to be. You don't need to be in the wild where the crazy people like me are. Stay home, shut the fuck up, and watch Netflix, and get fat. I don't care. But my speech is not going to be limited because you are being hurt. You're triggered by my comments. Go fuck yourself. I don't care.
No, exactly right. And I see it as, you know, what's that famous quote or whatever? It's like a proverb or something where he goes, I'll paraphrase it using this context, but you know, first they came for the Christians, but I'm not a Christian, so I never spoke up, right? And then they came for you know how it goes. That's how I feel about this.
It's a slippery slope. It 100% is a slippery slope.
Yep.
There's quite a few comments. Sorry, man. Sorry. If you have something to say, go for it, man.
No, go ahead. Go to this comment.
Brian is saying even the Muslims were mad at these bills. They protested.
That's probably why. That's probably why.
That's what. Yes, because chances are that Muslims, the Jews, and the Christians complained. They didn't really give a fuck about the Christians, but if the Muslims and the Jews complained, that they listened. But see, here's Brian Watson. Good for you, man. I called liberal minister and complained. Good for you, because clearly it worked. Because people complained, so clearly it worked. Now, Becky McCaffrey is saying you don't represent anyone outside of Quebec. They don't even represent the people in Quebec. Just gonna say. So yeah, no, not happening.
I think just going back to was it Brian there talking about how calling this liberal minister and complain.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, like one of the silver linings or of having like an apathetic electorate, like everyone knows that the electorate is apathetic. No one really gives a shit. Is that politicians are probably shocked when like a few hundred people call. You know what I mean? If a few hundred people call, they're probably like, oh shit, people actually care about this. Because most times people don't give a shit about anything they do, right? Because this apathy that has allowed this bad governance to thrive is because of this apathy. So it's obviously a bad thing. But one side benefit is it doesn't take much to get your voice heard, because they're just so used to nobody talking to them about anything, so that if a few people call, they're like, oh shit, we gotta do something.
Man, there's a comment I'm gonna take because it rips into you. Rob Homo Shalaga saying, what? Rob, you're a Christian in a closet, not ready to come out. He's in the closet, all right, but it's not the closet of Christianity.
What did my buddy used to say? Man, he said he's say about something like that guy's so deep in the closet he's finding Christmas presents.
Yep. You're so deep into the closet that you're finding dildos. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I have.
Trevor is saying, but Trevor's saying Nico said the J word, so I guess that's Jew. I'm used to the retards. Jews.
The Jews.
The Jews. But it is true that if the Jews complained, because if you listen to the conversation in the House of Commons, they're always talking about anti-Semitism and xenophobia. That's what they talk about.
Because their crowd are the most anti-Semitic people, right? The pro-Palestinian
I was going to say, isn't it the Muslims that are the most anti-Semitic? The guy I believe was God was a Jew, so I don't really have a problem with Jews. I'm just putting it out
and I think like a reasonable person who's maybe not super steeped in politics, they might look at this and be like, I don't understand why the left is like really championing Muslim immigrants, because on another level, like Muslims as a group are broadly against pretty much everything else liberals are supposed to agree with. This is why like Queers for Palestine is such a crazy, like an oxymoron, right? Yeah, exactly, right? Because they would toss those motherfuckers off a building so fast. But it makes sense if you understand that the only real ideology that the far left has is self-hate. It's hating everything to do with the West. And so in that context, everything to do with the West and the norm, everything that's normal, quote unquote normal, they hate. In the West, Christianity is the norm. So therefore they hate it, which means they must love Islam, even though all the things that they hate about Christianity, which they talk about is the social conservatism, Muslims are that times fucking 10. Like the Muslims are deeply socially conservative, and they are generally opposed to everything that the left is supposed to stand for, whether it's women's equality, gay rights, certainly the trans stuff. And they're really baking in this giant problem down the road, because the Muslims are not going to go their way once they get any type of power, and we've seen that again and again and again.
I gotta say, wise guy, you're showing your age by mentioning Soylent Green, which I had no fucking clue what that is. I googled it. It's an old movie from the 70s.
I've heard of it.
Oh shit! It's based on 2022. Oh, that's fucked up.
Oh really?
That's one of the thumbnails. I'm just looking at thumbnails right now. It says a Soylent Green. People need it in the year 2022.
Charlton Heston.
Damn. But you're showing your age there,
Oh, damn.
Weisgett. Just saying.
It's got Charlton Heston too. Get your hands off me, you damn dirty ape.
So
That's a
Pride
classic line
2026.
from Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, the original
yeah,
ones.
in 2022. Yeah, the OG. Yeah.
I'm just trying to
that
see.
feels pretty good.
'cause,
I'm just
oh, you
reading
should
about
watch
this
it.
now, Soylent Green. Yeah, maybe I will.
Brian is saying he's 73.
Yeah.
Ivermectin, Soylent Green is people. God damn it!
Yeah,
now I'm gonna have to watch it.
Meanwhile, yeah, so it's like an elite, only like a small elite has like spacious apartments, clean water, natural food, and walled off communities patrolled by armed guards. The other 95% of society has no human rights. They live in squalor. They eat highly processed food wafers made by the Soylent Corporation. Soylent Green is, the main. It's basically eating bugs. Actually, it looks really good now that I'm reading it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out.
God damn it! Now I have to watch it too.
I know. Yeah, and it's gonna be from the 70s, so it'll be. I don't know. I kind of like some older movies sometimes.
One of my favorite movies from the 70s is Warriors. I fucking love that movie. That movie is so awesome.
What was it about?
The Warriors, it's, if I remember correctly, it was in New York. Yeah, because they're from Long Island, if I'm not mistaken. And there's a bunch of gangs that run New York, just like street gangs. And then one of the biggest gangs in New York organize a meeting in the middle of New York where they're going to organize all the gangs into one single umbrella. So one gang will rule New York. They have 50 or 60,000 members or some stupid like that. And then this small gang from Long Island, or Coney Island, sorry, goes to that meeting, and Cyrus, how the fuck do I remember this? Cyrus, the leader of the biggest of the gangs. Have you never heard? Can you dig it? You've never heard that phrase?
No, I've heard, hey, you guys, from the Goonies.
Yeah. No. We're not talking about your... No. But, man, the movie is really just... The whole movie is that gang of, 8 guys trying to make it back to Coney Island when they have hundreds of thousands... they have thousands of people trying to kill them. Hey, boppers. Did you not see the new, the last...
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Hey, boppers. Yeah, it's just a black girl speaking in a microphone, in a radio. Hey, boppers.
Is there like a new remake that was made about it?
I don't know. The movie I'm talking about is literally in the 70s, end of the 70s, I would say. The movie is awesome.
Yeah,
God damn it, I'm going to have to watch it. That's 79. The Warriors. Warriors, come out to play. Warriors.
Yeah,
the movie is awesome. Wow, that was a rabbit hole, but...
Some of the old movies are really good, though. Did you ever see...
They're so politically incorrect. That's what I like.
Yeah,
There's no... they can say retard. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you hear,
the acting is
Trump?
terrible.
Donald
So
Trump
bad.
called Tim
The acting
Walz
is so bad.
Trump called Tim Walz a retard.
Yes. Did you see
earlier.
the video he made complaining about it?
Walz? No, I
Tim
didn't.
Walz made a video saying, people are driving by my house calling me a retard. He says the R word.
No, he doesn't. Oh my god!
Hold on.
So
I'll find. I'll find the video.
Yeah.
I'll find it right now. We'll finish with that.
Man,
let's
that
end on.
That guy's getting stuffed into lockers at 70 years old. Man, holy hell!
But if there's one person to call a retard, it's definitely Tim Walz.
It's Tim Walz. Yeah. You know what's hilarious is he was picked for his masculinity, just to show you how out of touch. Oh yeah, it's classic. You stir this whole Blazing Saddles. The sheriff is near. What's he saying? The sheriff is near. There's so many good quotes from that movie. I don't know if you ever saw that one, but
yeah, Blazing Saddle. Yeah, but that's been a
yeah.
long time.
Mongo goes up and punches a horse.
I'm trying to find the damn video of Tim Walz. Shit, I swear I saw it earlier. Maybe it was on next.
No, find it. I'll take a couple comments so you do. My
says, oh yeah, it's worth it.
Didn't Kamala say choosing Tim Walz was a mistake? Yeah, but I'm sure the Democrats think choosing Kamala was a mistake. It was all a mistake. There was nothing that was going to help Kamala. She was just such a terrible pick.
Agreed. Agreed. She was just a masculine version of Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, just zero. I don't know, and just not even a good politician. Like someone could, like, what's the governor Newsom there? He's obviously a reptilian person in a human suit, of course, but he's a good politician. He's a polished politician, and he could, there are people that will believe, his BS. I could understand it. Like if they picked him, I think that would be a good choice for them. I don't understand going with Kamala. It's just the Democrats are still in that mindset where you have to go with a black woman. You have to go with a black woman. Yep. And if you don't vote for her, you're racist. And if we didn't go with a black woman, we're racist. It's all nonsense.
Plus, she was self-made, man. She had to suck a lot of penises to get to that position, man. Do you realize
she did, though.
how many of course she did. It's not even a joke. She was...
No.
What was the mayor?
Mayor Randolph or Rudy or Rudolph or something. I feel like...
And then he was a
famous San Francisco mayor.
One of the girlfriends of Montel Jordan, if you remember that guy.
Yeah.
So she literally sucked her way to the top.
Willie Brown was his name. And
that guy, the name sounds shady as shit. Would you ever vote for a guy called Willie Brown?
Willie Brown, and he was just like one of those sketchy, power brokers. That kind of like always, I don't know. They're just always there behind the scenes, like pulling strings, and he was pretty connected guy. He was powerful. She was his mistress.
He sounds like a pimp. Like if I were to introduce you, man, tonight we're going out. I'm bringing my friend Willie Brown. You're expecting a dude with a bunch of women kind of that's gonna. Of course he was. JD, you're supposed to lead by example. Hey Nico, no saying JD, no saying God, please. Oh yeah. I have that bad habit. It is what it is. He forgives me. He knows I'm an asshole. Here is the video of Mr. Tim Walz. Listen to this. This is fucking hilarious. Hold on. Just want to make sure the volume's up. Yeah.
True. This creates danger. And I'll tell you what, in my time on this, I'd never seen this before. People driving by my house and using the R word in front of people. This is shameful. And I have yet to see an elected official, a Republican elected official, say, you're right, that's shameful. He should not say it. So look, I'm worried. We know how these things go. They start with taunts, they turn to violence. So,
bro, he
says the guy that the guy that puts tampons in men's bathrooms.
Yeah, we know how these things go.
If I was a Republican elected official in the US, I would have taken to fucking X and I would have showed that video and I would have said retard, 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 retard. I would have called you a fucking retard, you retard. What a moron.
I'm just really glad that word's come back. It just I hate how
I fucking nobody
is going around calling disabled people retards. And if they did, then society would sort that person out real quick. Society will self-police itself.
Society would self-police.
Society will self-police itself. And that's a classic. So we don't need the nanny police. We don't need the word police going around and telling us what words we can and can't say.
Plus, if you don't want me to use a certain word, guess what? I'm going to use it.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on. If you're going to tell me I can't, well, okay, now you're just Now I'm going to. Now I have to. You know, my
Yeah.
my ADHD brain has no chance against that.
Did you well, I'll finish on this, but did you see the Clerks 2? You've seen that movie?
I mean, I definitely saw Clerks 1. I'm pretty sure I saw Clerks 2, but I can't remember any parts from it.
They work in a fast food joint,
Oh no!
restaurant.
I'm definitely familiar with. Yeah, it's what's his name? Smith, the guy who did.
He's the one. Yeah. Yes, but at one point, one of the main guys wears a shirt that says "Porch Monkey" on it. He's like, "Porch Monkey, we're taking it back," and the other guy's like, "No, you can't say that. You can't say that."
Bro,
he's like,
"Can't take that one."
Why? We're taking it back. So that's what that's what retard makes me think of. We're just taking it back. Fuck it. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. We're taking it back. Retard is a great fucking word. It's like calling a straight guy a homo. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm not saying he sucks penises. You're just acting like a fag. That doesn't mean you're gay. That just means you're acting like you're effeminate. Stop acting like a woman, bitch. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
But man,
that
is such a great. Clerks 2 is so outrageous, so outrageous.
It's Clerks 1 was really funny. I'm sure I've seen Clerks 2, but I can't remember. But it's a nice little rabbit hole there. We'll probably pin it there unless there's any comments you want to take or anything else you wanted to go over.
No, listen, we I just want to thank the people, the listeners, because without you guys we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. It's the last episode of the week. Well, we'll be back on Sunday, but we're not recording. Today's our Friday, so it's kind of, that last part was a bit lighter, but I just appreciate every single one of you. I've loved the comments. I'm still thinking about geese grease. What was it? Geese grease and Rusty Wiener. You two go together. It's fucking hilarious. Oh, beaver grease. Beaver grease. Beaver grease it's the same time. It's always 8 p.m. Eastern time. But yeah, I'm just thank you for what you guys do, for joining us every day, and we're just getting better and better guests. So yep, it's only gonna go. It's only gonna get better from here. But that's it, man. I'm done.
Yep. I obviously second that, guys. Really, the show without you guys would just be two yahoos in their living rooms and basement studios talking into the void. So yelling at clouds and telling kids to get off our lawn. Guys, we really appreciate you. If you are new and you want to support the show, please consider becoming a member. You can do that through YouTube at the low price of $2.99 per month. You can buy us a tip, which you can see in the tip jar on the top right of the screen. And of course, another way you can support us is just keep showing up, keep commenting, keep sticking around. Our numbers are going up slowly every week. We're really all together. We're building something special here. And we couldn't do it without you guys. So as Nico said, that's it for us for the week. We will catch you Sunday night. Are you doing a mashup this Saturday?
I don't know. I have to talk to Jason. We skipped last week, so we might. And Prairie, okay. I have reached out to her. Friends, Whittleson. I've been trying. I got somebody to introduce me to her. I haven't heard back from her because supposedly she's massively in demand. So I am trying to get her on the show. So I'm ahead of you, Prairie. But if you know somebody that knows somebody, let me know. No, let me know so that I can reach out to them. But I am trying to get her on. I saw the video. Fucking love it. So, Wilf, I don't know about the mashup. I don't remember. If there's one, it's on Saturday at 9. I'll announce it for sure on Saturday if there's one, but I do not remember. I'm old. I've been punched in the face quite often because of my pastimes, so I don't have a good memory. No, I don't remember, but I don't think so. I do not believe so. But on that note, if you guys like the show, make sure to like, make sure to join us again, make sure to subscribe, and as Rob likes to say, we will put a pin in it. Is that what you say?
Pin it. Yeah, that's what I usually say.
Cool. Well, that is it. Enjoy your
Peace.
days, guys. We'll see
Yep.
you on Sunday.
Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Bruce, we'll see you on Sunday.